Hello there, and welcome to the AstroSleep channel. I am so glad you found your way here. Tonight we are going to embark on a journey that requires no travel, for we are turning our gaze inward, away from the distant stars and into the equally vast and mysterious universe within. Usually we look up to the night sky to find wonder, tracing constellations and wondering about the cosmos. But tonight, we will drift through the quiet corridors of your own mind. We are going to explore the most relaxing truths about the human brain, not as a complex biological machine, but as a silent, devoted caretaker that watches over you while you dream. We often think of our minds as busy, noisy places, filled with the traffic of thoughts and the bright lights of awareness. And still, there is another side to this realm. Beneath the noise of the day, there is a deep, ancient silence waiting to be found. Your brain is a masterpiece of nature, a galaxy of stars folded into a small, dark space, and it knows exactly how to rest. It has rhythms as steady as the ocean tides and a chemistry designed specifically for peace. Tonight, we will simply observe these quiet processes, moving gently from fact to fact, appreciating the architecture of your own serenity. If these peaceful and curious explorations help you relax, I invite you to like or subscribe. It also helps other sleeping souls find their way here. And now, there is nothing left for you to do but rest. The day has finished its work, and the world outside has grown quiet. You are safe here, sheltered in the comfort of your own space. I invite you to let your mind relax, your breathing slow, and your body become light, as if gravity itself has eased. Allow the tension to dissolve from your shoulders and the muscles of your face to soften completely. You are not just a passenger on Earth, but a vessel of stardust, carrying a private universe inside you. Let the external world fade into the background, and let us begin our drift into the quiet. There is a galaxy resting inside your head, composed of nearly 86 billion distinct neurons. Scientists have carefully counted these cells and found that the sheer complexity of your inner world rivals the sprawling majesty of the Milky Way galaxy above us. It is a dense, glittering web of light, where every thought is a silent spark, crossing the dark void between cells, creating a network of unimaginable intricacy. In this light, we realize that you contain a cosmos of your own, a private expanse of constellations that no telescope will ever see turning slowly in the dark. The brain resides within a fortress of perfect stillness, known as the cranium. This structure is not merely a container, but a sanctuary of bone designed to shield the delicate matter of the mind from the chaos of the exterior world. It acts like a silent cathedral or a hidden cave where the noise of the wind and the rush of the day cannot penetrate the heavy protective walls. Here, we find the ultimate definition of safety. A place where the self is held securely in a permanent embrace of protection, isolated from all harm. The brain floats eternally in a bath of clear, warm fluid. This substance, known as cerebrospinal fluid, provides a state of neutral buoyancy so that the brain never feels the burden of its own mass. It is suspended in a kind of permanent weightlessness, hovering within the skull like a diver drifting in a calm, dark ocean. This reminds us that at the very core of your being, there is no heaviness, only a gentle, floating sensation that defies the pull of gravity. There are vast landscapes within the brain, formed by what we call grey matter and white matter. The grey matter forms the outer bark of the brain, processing information, while the white matter consists of millions of cables buried deep beneath, transmitting signals across great distances. We can imagine this as a snow-covered landscape where the surface is active and receptive, while the deep earth below holds the silent, buried roots of communication. It is a picture of perfect unity, where the surface and the depths work together in a seamless, quiet harmony. The brain itself possesses no receptors for pain or sensation. Even though it processes every touch, every temperature change, and every sound you experience, the organ itself operates in absolute silence and total numbness. It is a ghost in the machine, a silent observer that feels the world without ever feeling itself, existing in a state of pure, uninterrupted neutrality. This is a profound stillness, a testament to the fact that the center of your awareness is a place of pure peace. There are trillions of connections weaving these neurons together into a structure called the connectome. This intricate wiring is not chaotic, but organized into beautiful flowing pathways that carry information like ancient rivers carrying water to the sea. It looks like a delicate root system or the branching of winter trees against a twilight sky, static yet full of potential energy. We can see in this structure that you are built for connection, woven together by threads of light that hum with a quiet electric life. The insulation around your neural pathways is a substance called myelin. This fatty layer wraps around the long axons of your neurons, ensuring that signals travel smoothly and do not leak away into the surrounding tissue. It is like a thick, soft blanket wrapped around a wire, or the quiet insulation of a warm house during a winter storm, keeping the heat and energy safely inside. This layer of care suggests that your body naturally prioritizes the preservation of your energy, wrapping your thoughts in warmth to keep them safe and clear. The brain consumes a significant amount of energy to maintain its resting potential. Even when you are doing nothing at all, your neurons are actively pumping ions back and forth to stay ready, a state known as the resting membrane potential. It is a hum of potential energy, like a bowstring drawn back but not released, or the surface of a lake that is perfectly still but holds the depth of the water beneath it. This shows us that rest is not an absence of life, but a dynamic and powerful state of readiness. A silent engine that hums with the promise of tomorrow. The two hemispheres of the brain are connected by a bridge called the corpus callosum. This thick band of nerve fibers allows the left and right sides to whisper to each other, sharing information in a constant, fluid dialogue. It represents a handshake between logic and creativity, a bridge over a quiet river where the two halves of your nature meet and merge into one. In this union, we find that you are not divided, but a complete and whole entity bridged by a structure dedicated entirely to communication and unity. We find that the brain is folded into ridges and valleys called gyri and sulci. This folding allows a massive surface area to fit within the compact space of the skull, tucking the landscape in on itself like a folded map or a velvet curtain. It resembles the rolling hills of a deep valley, creating a terrain of shadow and depth that maximizes the potential for thought within a small, cherished space. These folds remind us that we are deeper than we appear, holding vast landscapes of potential tucked away in the quiet corners of our minds. We observe that the brain is never truly static, but moves in rhythmic cycles known as neural oscillations. These are not random fluctuations, but synchronized electrical pulses that sweep across the cortex like long, rolling waves traveling across a vast ocean. It feels as though your mind is a deep body of water, and your thoughts are merely the tides that rise and fall in response to the pull of an invisible moon. This constant, rhythmic motion reminds us that flow is the natural state of your being, a gentle and perpetual movement that carries you forward without any effort on your part. We are currently shifting away from the frequency known as beta waves. These fast, low-amplitude waves are the signature of your waking life, present when you are solving problems, navigating traffic, or holding a conversation. They are like the choppy, windswept surface of a lake during a busy afternoon, full of small ripples and bright reflections of the sun. Now that the day is over, we can watch these little ripples fade and smooth out, allowing the surface of your mind to become like glass, mirroring the quiet sky above. As you close your eyes, your brain naturally begins to produce alpha waves. Scientists define these waves as a bridge between the conscious mind and the subconscious, oscillating at a slower, more rhythmic frequency of 8 to 12 cycles per second. It is the feeling of twilight descending upon a forest, where the sharp details of the day soften into shadows, and the golden light signals a time of rest. This shift tells us that you are safely crossing the threshold, leaving the noise of the external world behind and stepping into the calm, shaded sanctuary of the inner self. There is a deeper rhythm waiting for you called theta waves. These slower waves occur when your mind disengages completely from the environment, often experienced during deep meditation or the moments just before you fall asleep. They move like a boat, drifting slowly down a wide, lazy river, unconnected to the shore, floating aimlessly through a landscape of dreams and half-remembered images. In this state, you are free from the need to steer or control, simply allowing the current of your own consciousness to carry you toward the ocean of sleep. Deepest of all are the delta waves, which emerge in the most restorative stages of sleep. These are high-amplitude, incredibly slow waves that cycle only a few times per second, signaling that the brain has completely disconnected from the senses to focus on healing. They are like the slow, powerful movements of the deep ocean currents far beneath the surface, where the water is dark, heavy, and completely silent. This is the realm of total peace, where the self dissolves into the dark, comforting embrace of the biological night, and the body is renewed in the absence of all sound. The transition between these states is known as entrainment. This biological phenomenon occurs when your brain's internal clock naturally synchronizes with a slower external rhythm, such as the sound of your own breathing or a quiet heartbeat. It is like two pendulums slowly coming into perfect harmony, or a dancer falling into step with a slow, gentle piece of music that has no end. This reminds us that your body wants to be in sync with peace, constantly seeking a rhythm that is slower and more stable than the chaotic tempo of the world. We find that these waves are not just signals, but a form of communication between distant regions of the brain. When the brain enters a state of rest, these waves can synchronize across long distances, creating a state of coherence where the entire organ hums in unison. It is comparable to a choir that stops singing individual notes and begins to hum a single low and resonant chord that fills the entire cathedral. This unity suggests that sleep is a time of coming together, a moment where all the fragmented parts of the day are reunited into a single peaceful whole. There is a phenomenon known as sleep spindles, which appear during the lighter stages of sleep. These are sudden, short bursts of oscillatory brain activity that act as a barrier, blocking out external noises and keeping the sleeper in a state of tranquility. We can imagine them as gentle guardians or soft gates that close specifically to keep the world out, ensuring that your rest remains undisturbed by the trivial sounds of the night. They show us that your brain is actively protecting your peace, standing watch so that you can remain deep within your own private world. The amplitude of these brainwaves increases as their frequency decreases. This means that as the waves become slower, they also become taller and stronger, involving more neurons firing in perfect synchrony. It is like the difference between the scattered chatter of a crowd and the deep, unified breathing of a sleeping giant. powerful in its slowness. This teaches us that true power is found not in speed or frantic activity, but in the slow, deep, and unified rhythms of rest. Eventually, the brain reaches a state of slow-wave sleep. This is the period where the brain is most synchronized, and the firing of neurons becomes a slow, collective oscillation that washes over the cortex. It resembles the slow turning of the Earth itself, a massive, silent rotation that happens without any sound or effort. Day after day, in this deep slowness, we find the foundation of your life, a bedrock of calm that supports all the activity of your waking hours. Even within these waves, there are moments of silence. Between every electrical pulse, there is a refractory period, a tiny gap of time where the neuron rests and cannot fire again. These are the spaces between the notes of a song, the brief pauses between heartbeats, the quiet moments that give the rhythm its shape. They remind us that silence is not just an absence of noise, but a necessary part of existence, woven into the very fabric of how you think and feel. The brain's rhythm is independent of the world around it. While the sun rises and sets, and the cities wake and sleep, your internal tides continue to flow according to their own ancient logic. It is an internal clock that has been ticking since before you were born, a personal timekeeper that knows exactly when to slow down. This gives us the comfort of knowing that you do not need to watch the time, for your body carries its own time, drifting inevitably towards the shore of sleep. While you are lost in dreams, a silent transformation takes place known as the activation of the glymphatic system. Scientists have only recently discovered this hidden network of vessels that acts as a waste clearance pathway for the central nervous system. It functions like a secret system of tunnels and canals that only opens its floodgates when the conscious mind has finally gone to sleep, waiting for the silence of the night to begin its work. This reveals that sleep is not merely a pause, but a busy and productive time, where a dedicated night crew emerges to wash away the dust of the day while you rest. We have learnt that during sleep, the cells in your brain actually shrink in size by nearly 60%. This remarkable biological contraction expands the spaces between the neurons, creating wide avenues for fluid to circulate freely through the tissue. It creates an image of a dense forest where the trees gently step back to let the wind pass through, or a crowded room that suddenly opens up to allow fresh air to fill the space. This gracious act of making space reminds us that sometimes we must make ourselves smaller and quieter to allow healing and renewal to flow through us. Through these widened spaces flows the cerebrospinal fluid in a rhythmic pulsing motion. This clear, colorless liquid washes through the brain tissue, picking up metabolic waste products and flushing them out into the circulatory system. It is like a cool, crystal-clear mountain stream washing over the pebbles of a riverbed, polishing them smooth and carrying away the silt and debris that has gathered over time. We can feel a sense of purity in this process, knowing that your mind is being physically cleansed by a gentle, internal tide that rises and falls with your breath. This cleansing process is driven by the steady, slow beating of your heart. The arterial pulses creates a hydraulic force that pushes the fluid through the brain tissue, synchronizing the cleaning process with the deepest rhythms of your body. It suggests that your heart is the drummer keeping time for the dance of renewal, sending ripples of care through the dark waters of your mind with every single beat. In this connection, we see that your entire body works in unity to care for you, a perfect collaboration between the heart and the head that requires no effort from your will. The system specifically targets a substance called beta amyloid, a protein that accumulates while you are awake. During the day, The work of thinking and being aware creates this heavy residue that the night washes it away before it can become a burden. We can imagine this as sweeping away the fallen leaves from a garden path, or wiping the fog from a glass window so that the view is clear again for the morning sun. This teaches us that the heaviness you feel at the end of the day is temporary, a weight that is destined to be lifted and washed away by the gentle currents of the night. The flow of this fluid is controlled by tiny channels called aquaporins. These microscopic water gates reside on the feet of star-shaped cells called astrocytes, regulating the precise movement of water into and out of the brain. They act like the small, precise locks on a great canal, opening and closing in perfect silence to guide the healing waters exactly where they are needed most. This incredible precision implies that you are built with an innate wisdom, a cellular intelligence that knows how to manage the flow of your internal tides without you ever needing to ask. We observe that this cleaning process operates most efficiently when you are sleeping on your side. Gravity helps the fluid move through the brain more easily in this position, aiding the natural flow of the glymphatic currents. It is a simple, humble posture of rest that aligns you with the forces of the earth, allowing gravity to become a partner in your restoration. This reminds us that the simple act of lying down is not just a cessation of movement, but an active participation in the physics of your own healing. The energy required for this night shift is almost as high as the energy used when you are awake. The brain does not shut down, but merely diverts its resources from processing the outside world to maintaining the inner world. It is like a bustling city that turns off its neon signs and office lights, only to illuminate the streets with the soft amber glow of the maintenance crews working in the quiet hours. This ensures us that you are never abandoned. Even in your deepest unconsciousness, there is a tireless energy working to prepare you for a fresh beginning. This system effectively resets the chemical balance of the brain. By washing away the neurotransmitters that cause fatigue, the glymphatic system restores the chemical environment necessary for alertness and joy. It is comparable to hitting a reset button on a complex machine, or the silence that settles over a landscape after a storm, leaving the air crisp and new. In this reset, we find the promise of tomorrow, the guarantee that no matter how tired you feel now, the discovery of this system changes how we view the necessity of sleep. It is not a luxury or a sign of weakness, but a biological imperative as vital as the beating of the heart or the drawing of breath. It is the universe's way of telling you that you cannot carry the past with you forever. You must stop, you must let go, and you must let the waters wash you clean. So as you lie here, you can visualize that clear, cool fluid rising gently within. A tide of peace that is literally washing away the day, leaving behind only silence and clarity. We enter the realm of memory, where the brain performs a nightly ritual known as memory consolidation. While you are disengaged from the world, the brain is quietly busy transferring the fragile impressions of the day from a temporary storage area to a more permanent vault. It acts like a dedicated archivist working late into the night, carefully moving precious scrolls from a busy, crowded desk into the safe, fireproof shelves of a vast underground library. This assures us that nothing important is ever truly lost, for your mind instinctively knows how to preserve the moments that matter, securing them safely while you sleep. The center of this activity is a small, curved structure deep in the brain called the hippocampus. This name comes from the Greek word for seahorse, describing its beautiful, curled shape that lies tucked away within the temporal lobes. We can visualize a tiny, gentle sea creature drifting in the dark currents of your mind, guiding your memories through the ocean of time to their final resting place. It is a comforting thought that the guardian of your past takes the shape of something so ancient and graceful, navigating the deep waters of your history with effortless ease. This process involves a phenomenon called synaptic pruning. In order to strengthen the important connections, the brain actively disconnects and dissolves the neural pathways that are no longer needed, removing the clutter of trivial details. It is the art of a master gardener who gently snips away the withered leaves and wild overgrowth to ensure that the rosebush can direct all its energy into the most beautiful blooms. This teaches us that forgetting is not a failure, but a gift, a necessary clearing of space that allows you to wake up lighter, unburdened by the heavy noise of the useless past. We find that the brain replays the day's events in a process called neural replay. Scientists have observed that the same neurons that fired when you learned something new during the day will fire again at night, but at a much faster speed. It is like a pianist practicing a complex piece of music in their mind, running their fingers over the ghostly keys in a silent, rapid rehearsal to perfect the melody before the next performance. This silent practice suggests that your mind is always learning, always improving, weaving the lessons of the day into the fabric of your being without any conscious effort from you. During the phase of rapid eye movement sleep, the brain adjusts the emotional tone of your memories. It strips away the sharp, stinging chemicals of stress and anxiety that were attached to the memory when it was formed, leaving behind only the factual record of what happened. We can imagine this as washing a rough stone in a river until the jagged edges are smoothed away, leaving a polished gem that can be held without pain. This is the ultimate kindness of the brain, a nightly therapy that softens the harsh edges of reality so that you can carry your past with peace rather than pain. The storage capacity of the human brain is estimated to be practically infinite. Unlike a computer hard drive that fills up and slows down, the brain's ability to form new patterns and connections is limitless, expanding to hold a lifetime of wonders. It is a library with no walls, a sky that has no horizon, a vast and expanding universe that can always hold one more star, one more story, one more dream. This infinite potential reminds us that you are never full, never finished, but always a vast open space, ready to receive the beauty of the future. We observe that memories are not stored in a single location, but are distributed across the cortex. A single memory of a walk on the beach is fragmented into the sound of the waves, the smell of the salt, and the warmth of the sun, each stored in a different part of the sensory brain. It is like a symphony orchestra where the memory is not a single note, but a chord played by many different instruments sitting far apart, yet coming together in perfect harmony. This fragmentation reveals that you are a woven tapestry, where every thread supports the others, creating a picture that is stronger and more complex than its individual parts. The brain uses a mechanism called association to retrieve these memories. One small sensory trigger, like the scent of rain or a few notes of a song, can instantly pull a whole network of related memories up from the dark. It acts like a gentle tug on a spiderweb that sends a vibration across the entire structure, or a single drop of water that creates ripples extending to the farthest shores of the lake. This shows us how deeply connected you are to your own timeline, where the past is never far away, but always resting just beneath the surface, ready to be recalled by a whisper. There is a distinct difference between procedural memory and declarative memory. Procedural memory is the knowledge of how to do things, like riding a bike or falling asleep, which is stored so deeply that it requires no conscious thought to access. It is the wisdom of the body, a silent automatic knowledge that resides in the muscles and the nerves, guiding you like an invisible hand. This deep knowing allows you to trust your body completely, for it remembers how to breathe, how to beat your heart, and how to rest, even when your mind has forgotten everything. We have found that sleep enhances the phenomenon of insight. When the brain is resting, it can make distant connections between unrelated ideas that the waking mind is too focused to see, leading to solutions and creative breakthroughs. It is the artist stepping back from the canvas to see the whole picture, or the stars forming a constellation that can only be seen when the sky is dark enough. This implies that the answers you seek often come not from striving and struggling, but from letting go and allowing the quiet wisdom of the unconscious to speak. The brain also possesses a quality known as neuroplasticity. This means that the physical structure of your brain is constantly changing, molding itself like soft clay in response to your thoughts, your habits, and your rest. It is a river carving its own bed, a landscape that is forever being shaped by the water that flows through it, never staying exactly the same for 2 moments in a row. This fluidity offers a profound hope, telling us that you are not fixed in stone, but are a flowing, changing being capable of endless renewal and transformation. Finally, we recognize that the brain prioritizes the memory of safety. It has evolved to remember where you are safe, where you are warm, and where you can rest, encoding these sanctuaries deeply into your mind. It is a homing beacon that always knows the way back to comfort, a compass that points inevitably toward the places where you can let your guard down. So as you lie here tonight, know that your brain recognizes this moment as a safe haven, a memory of peace that it will treasure and keep for you in the infinite archive of your soul. We now drift into the microscopic world of molecules to observe the delicate chemical symphony known as neurochemistry. The brain does not simply turn off like a switch, but rather orchestrates a complex and elegant transition. It is a slow, liquid language spoken between your cells, a cascading series of signals that gently whisper to every part of your body that the time for effort has ended. This reveals that peace is not just an abstract concept, but a tangible substance, a physical reality that flows through your veins and quiets your mind from the inside out. The primary conductor of this sleep symphony is a molecule called adenosine. This chemical builds up in your brain throughout the day as a natural byproduct of consuming energy, creating what scientists call sleep pressure. We can visualize it as the soft, fine sands of time slowly filling the bottom of an hourglass, creating a gentle, accumulating weight that anchors you to the earth. It teaches us that your tiredness is not a punishment, but a simple, honest accounting of your day's work, a physical proof that you have spent your energy well and now deserve to rest. As the sun sets, a small pine cone-shaped gland deep in the brain, this release is triggered specifically by the fading of light, signaling to the entire biological system that the planet has turned away from the sun. It acts like a master dimmer switch for the body, or a velvet curtain slowly descending across the stage of your consciousness, darkening the theater so that the show of dreams can begin. This connection reminds us that you are not separate from the universe. Your very blood responds to the rotation of the Earth and the movement of the stars. To ensure tranquility, the brain utilizes a neurotransmitter known as GABA, or gamma-aminobutyric acid. This is the brain's primary inhibitory messenger, responsible for blocking the firing of neurons and reducing the excitability of the nervous system. It functions like a gentle hush, spreading through a crowded room, quieting the chatter of the neurons and turning down the volume of the external world until it becomes a distant hum. We see here that your mind possesses a natural ability to silence itself, a built-in mechanism designed specifically to prioritize peace over noise. In this chemistry, we also find the withdrawal of a stimulant called orexin. During the day, this chemical keeps you alert and focused, but at night, the neurons that produce it fall silent, withdrawing their influence to allow sleep to take hold. It is like the retreating tide that pulls back from the shore, leaving the wet sand smooth and undisturbed, or the fading of a trumpet blast into a lingering silence. This withdrawal shows us that alertness is a temporary state, and the natural baseline of your existence is a calm, resting potential that waits beneath the activity. During the deepest stages of sleep, the levels of the stress hormone cortisol drop to their lowest point. The adrenal system ceases its constant vigilance, allowing the body's alarm systems to deactivate and the heart rate to slow down to a steady rhythmic pace. We can imagine this as a soldier finally laying down their armor after a long march, or a fortress lowering its drawbridge because the danger has passed and the kingdom is at peace. This biochemical truce assures you that for the next few hours there is no battle to be fought, no problem to be solved, and nothing to fear. Conversely, the brain releases a growth hormone during the first few hours of slow-wave sleep. This powerful substance is responsible for repairing tissue, building muscle, and strengthening bones, working silently while you are completely unaware. It is the unseen carpenter working in the night to rebuild the temple, restoring the structural integrity of your body so that it is stronger tomorrow than it was today. This confirms that sleep is a time of profound productivity, where the stillness of the mind allows for the strengthening of the body. There is a subtle interplay involving serotonin, often called the happiness hormone. While it is associated with waking mood, it is also the chemical precursor required to create melatonin, linking the feeling of well-being directly to the ability to sleep. It suggests that the golden light of contentment fades naturally into the silver light of rest, a seamless transformation of joy into peace. This implies that a happy mind is one that is ready to sleep, and that rest is the natural completion of a day lived with emotion. We observe the action of acetylcholine, which plays a dual role in this chemical dance. While it drops during deep sleep to allow for stillness, it rises again during the dreaming phase to power the vivid internal movies of your mind. It acts like the projectionist in a cinema, keeping the body still in the dark, while illuminating the screen with colors and stories that defy the laws of physics. This duality reminds us that you can be physically motionless and yet spiritually active, traveling through vast worlds within while your body remains safely tucked in bed. The brain is protected by a filter known as the blood-brain barrier. This semi-permeable border tightly regulates which chemicals can enter the brain's environment, keeping out toxins and fluctuations that could disturb the delicate balance of sleep. It stands like a vigilant gatekeeper or a guardian at the door of a sanctuary, ensuring that only the purest and most necessary elements are allowed to touch the sleeping mind. This protective measure highlights how precious your peace is, deserving of a dedicated biological wall to keep it safe from the chaos of the blood. All these chemicals work together to maintain a state called homeostasis. This is the fundamental drive of all life, to maintain a stable, balanced internal environment, correcting any imbalances that occurred during the exertion of the day. It is the pendulum returning to the center, the water finding its level, the inevitable return of all things to a state of equilibrium and calm. In this balance, we find the definition of health, a dynamic stability that naturally corrects itself if we simply get out of the way and let it happen. Finally, we recognize that this chemical language is ancient. The same molecules that lull you to sleep also bring rest to the birds in the trees, the whales in the ocean, and the animals in the forest. It is a shared lullaby, a universal chemical cord that connects you to every living thing that rests under the same moon. So as you feel these chemicals taking effect, know that you are joining a vast breathing choir of life, all sinking together into the restorative chemical embrace of the night. Thank you for drifting through the inner universe with me tonight. We have wandered through the silent corridors of your own mind, observing the quiet tides and the invisible forces that sustain you. We have seen that you are not merely a passenger in your own body, but the inhabitant of a vast, caring sanctuary that knows exactly how to heal itself. It is a profound comfort to realize that you do not need to understand these complexities to benefit from them. They happen for you, silently and faithfully, every single night. You can rest now in the certain knowledge that the universe inside you is keeping watch, a devoted guardian that never sleeps so that you may dream in perfect safety. If these calm, curious explorations help you unwind, I invite you to like or subscribe. It helps other sleepy souls find their way here, too. And now, let all of that drift away. Let the images of neurons and starlight dissolve into the soft, welcoming darkness behind your eyelids. You do not need to remember any facts, nor do you need to understand the chemistry of your rest. Your mind has done enough work for today, and the time for thinking has passed into the time for being. The world outside has slowed to a halt, and the world inside has begun its quiet, rhythmic dance of restoration. You can feel the gentle weight of your body sinking deeper into the mattress, supported by the earth, supported by gravity, supported by life itself. There is nothing left for you to solve, nothing left for you to plan, and nothing left for you to carry. You are simply a breathing calmness, floating in the center of a safe and silent night. Let your thoughts fade like mist over a morning lake, revealing the still, clear water beneath. Trust in the wisdom of your body to take over from here, guiding you effortlessly toward the shores of sleep. Close your eyes, let go of the last thread of awareness, and rest. Good night.